Not going to be playing any music today, guys. I just want to get this over with as quickly as possible because I just want to get on with the Monday Night Raw review. So, hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be going over the Raw after WrestleMania. I will say this, I did enjoy this show. I did enjoy this show tonight. Surprisingly, I actually enjoyed this show. Not all of it was good. Not all of it was good. There were some highlights I did enjoy, but other than that, there were some good and there was some bad in the show. So the show kicked off with John Cena. The crowd were cheering him. You know, they were cheering him because, you know, they wanted to support him and they were chanting, "We are sorry," at Cena, and John Cena was seeing right through that. He was seeing right through that. He wasn't buying into their crap. And I think it's kind of funny that the fans are cheering him, even though he's supposed to be a heel. But yeah, Cena just sees through the crowd's cheers, and he's like, "Oh, that's not how a relationship works. Like, you don't be angry." Like, the fans basically. So basically, when John Cena was telling the fans how they react, and they basically admitted, yeah, that's how we react. So, and all that stuff. So, the fans are really making themselves look like idiots, but, you know, that's just fans for you, I guess. So, as John Cena tells the audience to pull out their cell phones and take a picture of their last real champion, Randy Orton comes out of nowhere and gives Cena a good old RKO. And apparently John Cena said shit when Randy Orton was about to RKO him, which, you know, is kind of humorous. So, yeah, unfortunately, Randy Orton will be John Cena's first feud. And honestly, I'm not really looking forward to this. Even though, yes, you'd think I'd be happy that my boy Randy is now in the title scene. But unfortunately, I'm not happy about it because it just means he's gonna be losing to John Cena. I just think John Cena is just going to carry the title all the way to his last date, and he's probably gonna lose it to Cody Rhodes or something. Because John Cena said he's only gonna be making 27 more appearances after this episode of Raw. So basically, he's not gonna be there all year. And also, I just want to make this perfectly clear. WWE announced they'll be going to Australia, and I'm really hoping I can actually go this time. I couldn't go to the Elimination Chamber last year, and I couldn't go to the AEW show this year, so I am hoping that this will be the time I finally get to go. Because obviously, I would love to go. Like, free night event. You know, free night event. Raw and a SmackDown and a possible pay-per-view as well. Like, that sounds like fun. Like, I really would like to go. But, I'm not holding any hope on that, if I'm being completely honest. So the first match was Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez taking on Lyra Valkyria and Becky Lynch in a championship rematch for the Women's Tag Team Championship. Hey, Liv fans, remember when you were all bitching and complaining about how Liv Morgan never gets rematches? Well, here she is. She's getting a rematch again. Here she is. She's getting a rematch. I don't understand WWE's logic here. Because they've been saying for months, rematch clauses are no longer a thing. I remember when Damian Priest said he wanted a rematch of the World Heavyweight Championship when he lost the title to Gunther, and Adam Pearce told him no, he can't have one, he has to earn it. There's no more rematch clauses. And there's been so many times we've seen rematch clauses. LA Knight got his rematch against Shinsuke. Bron Breakker got his rematch against Jey Uso for the IC title. So I don't understand. Are rematches a thing, or are they not a thing? I wish WWE would make up their minds. Are there rematch clauses, or are there no rematch clauses? You can't just keep saying there's no rematch clauses, but then doing rematches with the former champions. It's so stupid. It's so stupid. I don't understand this. I don't understand why they keep flogging this whole thing that there are no more rematches, but there still seem to be rematches. I don't understand. I don't understand. So Liv Morgan and Raquel regain the Women's Tag Team Championships, and what happened after the match put a smile on my face. What happened after the match put the biggest smile on my face and made me the happiest man alive. Becky Lynch would help Lyra Valkyria up to her feet, and then Becky Lynch clobbers Lyra Valkyria in the face, begins screaming at her, telling her you ruined everything, punching and kicking her, and giving her not one manhandle slam, but 2 manhandle slams, and it sure wasn't nice. So, Becky has now turned heel. Beautiful. This is exactly what I wanted. I felt like this was the perfect time for Becky to finally go down the path of a heel. The man character, to me, has gotten so stale at this point. Now, some people will argue and say, but Becky is still over. She's still massively popular with the crowd. She's still loved and adored. Why would you turn someone who's lovable and adored heel? She needed a change. To me, the man character has gotten so stale. She was big time Bex in 2022. And then they reverted her back to the man character. It's time for Becky to evolve. It's time for Becky to evolve and do something different. In my opinion, I know she's a great babyface. I know she's a great babyface, but I also know Becky is a damn good heel. It's time for a change. And besides, we've got so many top babyfaces. Lyra Valkyria, you've got Io Sky, you've got Rhea, you've got Bianca, who will probably never turn heel, because I doubt WWE will ever turn her heel. You know? There's so many big level babyfaces. Tiffany Stratton. There's so many top level babyfaces. So they need someone like Becky Lynch to be a heel. They need her to be a top level heel. And also, Becky Lynch is most likely going to beat Lyra Valkyria and become Intercontinental Champion. How would you not want to see Becky's name on the Intercontinental Championship? If you want to boost the prestige of that Intercontinental Championship, you put the belt on someone like Becky Lynch. And I know I'm the kind of guy that has said, oh, I'm tired of seeing, big names always being champions. But sometimes it's fine to do it to help certain championships. If you want to make this women's Intercontinental title feel important, having someone like Becky being the champion could really help elevate that title. But also at the same time, Becky loves Lyra. She might put her over in the title match when they do eventually fight for the title. But all I'm saying is, Raw needs a heel. They need a big heel. And Becky Lynch is that heel. Becky Lynch is the perfect person for that role. They've got so many top-level babyfaces. They need a big heel. And this was, in my opinion, the right decision to make. Honestly, I loved it. To me, Becky's heel turn was the highlight of the show for me. What wasn't a highlight of the show for me was the return of Rusev. New Day came out and they bragged about being greatest tag team of all time because they are now the World Tag Team Champions. They are no longer shaking their hips and saying World Tag Team Champions, while shaking their hips, because they don't do that anymore because they are heels. Alpha Academy come out making a challenge for the titles. New Day say no. And also, I do like Maxine on commentary here. Not commentary, what's it called? Promo. Promo. Maxine's promo skills here, I thought was pretty good. I thought her promo was really, really good here. She seemed more comfortable on the mic, which is really good. Who would have thought she would have been a good mouthpiece? But overall, I really did enjoy that promo from Maxine. But what I did not enjoy was the return of Rusev Mudrian, Rusev Machka. Rusev makes his return. He beats up Otis and Tozawa after the match. Well, before the match started, I should say. Thank God for no Lana. Thank God for no Lana, because I was thinking that Lana was going to come out of nowhere somewhere and probably attack Maxine Dupree on the outside. But thank goodness there is no Lana. For now. For now there's no Lana. I would not be surprised if she does eventually come back at some point. Io Sky comes to the ring, she cuts a promo, and she's interrupted by NXT Women's Champion Stephanie Vaquer. I was not expecting this, to be completely honest. This was definitely not something I was expecting. But she did. It was a really nice interaction between these two. And I actually enjoyed this match. This match was really good, and I think they made the right decision to have this match end in a disqualification. Now, I don't know, but this is just something I want to mention here real quick, because he does play a role in the show a bit later. Now, I didn't hear it. I did not hear it on commentary, but I don't know if it was when Io was talking or when Stephanie was talking. I don't know. But people on social media were getting really heated at Pat McAfee on commentary. It might have been during this segment. It would make the most sense if it was taking place during here. But because Io and Stephanie don't speak clear English, because one's Japanese and the other one is Chile, people were pointing out that Pat McAfee was being rude on commentary by saying, speak English, please, or saying something. He said something on commentary that sounded very rude towards them for not speaking proper English. And I will say this. I do not think Pat McAfee should be saying that. If that truly did happen, I'm not sure when it happened on the show, but I remember seeing it on social media somewhere that people were very, very angry at Pat McAfee for saying what he said. And I'm pretty sure it was during this. And if that is the case, then he should not be saying that. That is something he should not be saying, because just because Io and Stephanie don't speak proper English does not mean you should be berating them or saying, oh, speak English please, or whatever. You shouldn't be saying that. You should not be saying that, because you're just being rude, if that is the case. But I also remember the time when Pat McAfee got pissed off that the Canadian fans were booing the American national anthem, and I thought to myself, what the hell did you expect was going to happen? Did you expect the Canadian people to cheer the American national anthem? That's like me going to Ireland or England, and then I go to a stadium and then I play the Australian national anthem in a stadium in the UK or in another country somewhere. Of course they're gonna boo. Of course they're gonna boo. They're not gonna cheer for a different country's national anthem. And I remember Pat McAfee getting all heated about it. What did you expect? What did you expect was going to happen? But yeah, Stephanie and Io had a great match. Roxanne Perez and Julia interfere and ruin the match. Roxanne and Julia now seem to be working together. And obviously there's going to be some people... Now, obviously, there's going to be some questions here if these two are truly working together, because they were feuding for like 6 months. And now all of a sudden they're besties. But you got to remember, that's what happens when you turn heel. That's what happens when you turn heel. When you turn heel, you all of a sudden become friends, as if anything that has happened in the past no longer matters. So Julia and Roxanne beat up Io and Stephanie. And then Rhea Ripley comes out and aids them. Rhea comes out and aids them. She takes out Roxanne Perez, and then Julia backs down from Rhea Ripley and leaves the ring. Now, she's a heel, and I understand. Now I understand she's a heel, but I don't think having Julia back down like that was not a smart thing to do. Because it could make Julia look weak. But I get it, she's a heel, and heels have to be cowards. But it's Julia. She should not be a coward. Julia versus Rhea is definitely a match I would really love to see. And Rhea versus Roxanne. Those are actually really two matches I would really love to see. And Rhea versus Valkyria as well. Rhea grabs the Women's World title. She hands it over to Io, nods her head at her, and walks away. I would love nothing more than to see Rhea Ripley get drafted to SmackDown. You know, new place for her, new fresh start for her, give her something new to do. But unfortunately, Triple H hates the brand split. So really, it doesn't matter. I know there's talk of them saying they are going to do another draft, but again, Triple H hates the brand split. He's made it very clear he hates the brand split because he keeps having people. He has like CM Punk and Seth Rollins turning up on SmackDown while Jimmy Uso is turning up on Raw. And even like Rhea even turned up on SmackDown before WrestleMania. So he clearly doesn't care about the brand split. All he cares about is no brand split. He doesn't want a brand split. And the thing is, because he continues to sign talent, he needs a brand split. I know Netflix and USA want one, but because, again, they know it's important to have their own separate rosters. They don't want to have everybody crammed on one show. Give them who they want. Just give them who they want to have on their shows. But again, Triple H doesn't care about that. He puts no effort into the draft, and that's why the drafts under Triple H have been terrible. Because he doesn't care. He puts no efforts into them. He puts no efforts into the drafts. And yet he continues to sign more and more and more and more and more and more and more talent. And then more and more and more and more and more and more and more talent are going to get released. Triple H doesn't care about the brand split. He never has. So even though I want Rhea on SmackDown, because it'd be a nice fresh start for her, it doesn't matter, because she'll still turn up on Raw anyway. Because Triple H doesn't care about the brand split. He never has, and he never will. Jey Uso comes out, he yeets with the WWE Universe. Of course he does. Sami Zayn makes his return, his first appearance since the Elimination Chamber, when Kevin Owens powerbombed him. And Sami congratulates him on his win. They hug, they share a moment, they begin yeeting together, and then it looked like they were going to pull a trigger. It looked like they were teasing Sami Zayn attacking Jey Uso, but unfortunately he does not do it. He may not do it now, but he could do it in the future. And honestly, if they do go down that path, I'll be very happy, because I loved Sami Zayn as a heel. I loved Sami as a heel. Now, I don't think they're going to, but since Triple H teased it could happen, I'm hoping it does. Gunther attacks Pat McAfee at the commentary desk. Gunther was pissed off at Michael Cole and Pat McAfee saying things about him on commentary. He was going to attack Michael Cole, but Pat McAfee comes to his defense, and Pat McAfee gets attacked by Gunther. And so Joe Tessitore replaced him on commentary. So they're trying to get Gunther's heat back. By having him beat up Pat McAfee. Then we get another really bad thing about the show. We get Dominic, or Dirty Dom, as how the crowd... Like, you see what I mean? You see what the overseas crowds have done? Do you guys remember that one review where I said I'm going to get very, very sick and tired of hearing that chant when they went, Cody, Cody Rhodes, Cody, Cody Rhodes, Roman, Roman Reigns, Roman, Roman Reigns. Well, now they're doing it for Dirty, Dirty Dom, Dirty, Dirty Dom. I'm telling you, that chant is going to get annoying. Every freaking wrestler now is getting their name chanted that way. Can we stop with that chant, please? Not every freaking wrestler needs to have that annoying, obnoxious chant. That chant is so obnoxious and annoying. I was fine when people were doing it with Cody Rhodes. But now they're doing it for everyone. They're now doing it for every wrestler. It's flat out annoying now. It's starting to get annoying. It's just like what a friend of mine says. So, it starts off fine, but then eventually it starts to get on your nerves. It really is now, that chant is now starting to get on my nerves. I don't even know why the fans are even cheering for Dirty Dom. I don't even know why they're cheering for this guy. You would rather cheer him over Finn Balor? Stupid. But Dirty Dom, he takes on Penta in a title match. And Dominic Mysterio defeats Penta with the help of JD McDonough. Why oh why am I living in a world where Dirty Dominic Mysterio is pinning Penta's shoulders to the mat? But yet, people wanted to say Tony Khan fumbled Penta. So far, Triple H has been doing a poor job with Penta. So far, Triple H has been doing an even worse of a job with Penta. Having him lose to Dirty Dominic Mysterio. Just put Penta and Rey Fenix back together and just have them be the Lucha Brothers and then have them dominate the tag team division, please. This is just really stupid. It's really stupid and unnecessary. So the main event, the whole show was building up to the Seth Rollins, Paul Heyman thing. We were getting ready to finally hear Seth Rollins' explanation for why he has aligned himself with Paul Heyman. But we don't get an explanation because CM Punk comes out wanting revenge, and he gets attacked. Seth Rollins gets the upper hand on him. CM Punk was about to put his hands on Paul Heyman, but Seth Rollins stops him by giving him the curve stomp. Paul Heyman then proclaims Seth Rollins to be the top superstar of the organization. And as they're preparing to leave, Roman Reigns comes out. I was actually kind of surprised. I was not expecting to see Roman Reigns anymore until possibly, I don't know, whenever. I didn't think we were going to see Roman again. Because I thought he would probably disappear again like he did at WrestleMania 40. But Roman comes out, he spears Seth Rollins, he Superman punches Paul Heyman. It looks like he's about to get his revenge. But then out of nowhere, a man in a coat, in a black jacket appears and spears Roman Reigns. And it ends up being revealed as Bron Breakker himself. Wow! Finally, something interesting. Finally, something damn good is happening here. Finally, something good is actually happening here. Bron Breakker aligns himself with Seth Rollins and Paul Heyman. This is good. This is a very, very good thing. This is good. But knowing WWE, they'll find a way to mess it up. But this is good. I really like this. This is going to elevate Bron Breakker in a big, big way. This is going to elevate Bron Breakker. Now put Becky Lynch in this faction. Because I think Becky Lynch being a part of this faction would be even better. Put Becky Lynch in this faction, because I think it would be even better. Who else would I like to see join this faction other than Becky Lynch? I would be okay with Grayson Waller. It would elevate him. I think Grayson Waller would be a good choice. Because again, it gets him away from Austin Theory. Who else would be a good choice? Maybe someone from NXT, like a Trick Williams. Ethan Page. I don't know. But either way, Seth Rollins is now forming himself a new faction, and I'm interested. I'm interested in this new faction. I'm very, very interested in this new faction. Raw ends with Seth, Bron, and Paul Heyman standing tall, and I am very, very interested in this new faction that WWE could be planning here for Seth Rollins. I know, surprisingly I'm interested in something, but hey, I guess we'll see where it all goes. I'd like to see Becky Lynch added, because I think Becky Lynch being in there would be a good thing. But anyway, that is the end of this Raw review, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. Hit that thumbs up, give me your thoughts down below, and I will see you all in the next video.